Hey guys, Coach Brandon here, and we are back for another member question. So here's the rundown in case you don't know. Inside of my free Skool community, one of my members asks a question, I respond, and then I decide it's gonna make a good video, so I make the video. The question today is getting lean about the diet or simplicity. So I'm gonna break that down, but before I do, real quick, in 2025, I lost over 75 pounds through simple, sustainable, repeatable habits. I went from 257 pounds to 173 pounds at my lightest, and I am currently settled into the mid 170s, so about 176, 177. That happened without counting calories, without tracking macros, and without obsessing. So I'm about to break that down in this answer, so let's go ahead and dive in, read the question, and see what I've got to say. Is getting lean about the diet or simplicity? Some people get lean eating mostly animal-based. Some stay lean fully vegan. Others are doing everything, tracking, timing, supplement stacks, and still feel stuck. So what's really doing the work? Is it the diet label, or how simple and sustainable it is to live with? Animal-based often works because it's high protein, high satiety, low noise. Vegan can work when it's built on whole foods, not ultra-processed substitutes. But once any approach turns into powders, pills, constant optimism, it usually gets harder, not easier. At a certain point, it feels like the goal shifts from nourishment to management. The leanest people I know aren't doing more, they're doing less, consistently. Simple meals, whole foods, repeatable habits. Maybe simplicity really is the ultimate luxury. Curious what you found, what actually made the biggest difference for you. What are food preferences, favorite carb, protein, and fiber sources? How do you structure your meal times? So I'm gonna break this down. Is it about the diet or simplicity? So it's a little bit of both, and let me explain what I mean. Of course it's about the diet, but the world is your oyster, and I am here to tell you you can do it any way you want. Any way you want, and don't ever let somebody tell you any different. You do not have to count your calories. You do not have to track your macros. You do not have to eat this much protein, this many carbs, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to do it the way somebody tells you you have to do it. The only thing that actually matters is calories in, calories out. Now, there's a caveat to that. There are nuances to thermodynamics. There are reasons your metabolism may be higher. There are reasons your metabolism may be lower. There could be underlying issues creating the extremes in certain directions. Take PCOS, for example. That is a medical condition, right? Thyroidism, hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. I'm not a doctor. I can't sit here and tell you what you got going on inside of you. But regardless of what you do have going on, regardless of what condition you might have, thermodynamics didn't quit working because you have some rare disease. So yes, it is the diet, but no, it doesn't have to be a specific diet. Now, where does simplicity come in? Because that is really the basis of everything, right? Simple beats motivation every single time. So, how do we build a simple system around diet? And why does a simple system work? Well, number one, buy-in matters. You've seen it before. Susie comes into the gym and she's ready to get started with some personal training. She's ready to jump in on a diet. And she is just psyched out of her mind to get started with keto. And then you see this trainer that has no idea what they're doing. And they sit there and they're like, well, Susie, like keto this, keto that. I'm not a big fan of keto. Guys, if Susie comes to me and wants to do keto, you better bet we're doing keto. Because she is psyched out of her mind to do keto. Her best friend lost 100 pounds doing keto. Her best friends didn't use a GLP-1. They didn't use Ozempic. They didn't use tirzepatide. They didn't use retatrutide. They lost it on keto. Keto must be amazing. You're dang right, Susie. Let's do keto. Why is that, guys? Look at every trial everywhere, right? Every study known to the existence of man. The placebo effect is a real thing. Our brains are strong. Our brains manifest things into reality. Reality is literally just our interpretation. Our perception of reality is really what our reality is. And I know I'm crashing out, but the placebo effect is strong. And so when somebody's bought into something, that's why it works. It's not because it's more efficacious. Keto isn't better than calories in, calories out. It's not worse. The raw diet, animal-based, vegan, vegetarian, balanced, whatever, they're not better than the other. Like, you may marginally affect your health span. You're probably not going to affect your lifespan outside of just managing calories, right? Just don't be severely obese for the majority of your life. And that's probably good enough, independent of like all of the nuances surrounding it, right? Objectively, less chemicals are better, more chemicals are bad, more whole foods are better, less whole foods are bad. Like, again, we're not challenging that, but we don't have to get wrapped up in it because that takes us outside of simple. But back to buy-in. If you're bought into it, it's gonna work. If you're not bought into it, it's not gonna work. So if you sit here and you think, man, I've tried forever and ever and I just don't think I can, you probably can't and you probably won't. It starts with mindset and it starts with buy-in. So building the simple system starts with buy-in. You've got to believe that it's possible. You have to believe in the outcome. After buy-in, number 2 is direction over intensity. So many people are doing things in the wrong direction. They're white knuckling it. They're doing extreme. They're doing extra hard. They're putting so much effort in to their goals, but your goals are over here and you're heading in this direction. And no wonder you burn out. No wonder it's not sustainable because you're not moving towards your goals, even though you're putting in incredibly intense amounts of effort. So what's going on? You just need to make sure that your compass, your GPS is headed in the right direction. Direction over intensity. We can actually dial back intensity. We can take life so much more simply. We can be calm, collected, and just coast as long as we're heading in the right direction. And as soon as we're headed in the right direction, that's when we can start applying the minimum effective dose. Again, we don't have to go all out 100%, maxing out the RPMs, redlining the entire time. Minimum effective dose. What is the minimum input I can put in to achieve my desired goal, my desired objective? So we figure out what we want, we reverse engineer to where we're at, and we just make sure we're headed in the right direction. That gives us a lot of leeway and a lot of freedom. Again, freedom is good because it's simple. It doesn't lock us into this rigid way of thinking. It doesn't lock us into this rigid lifestyle. It makes it very easy to maintain that direction because the path is wide, not narrow. And then from there, all we have to do is just make sure that we maintain intentionality in that direction. So we figured out what is our true north. What star are we following? Then we reverse engineered to the minimum effective dose. And now all we have to do is just check back in periodically. We have to re-audit the situation. We have to pull out our GPS, check our map, and make sure that we are still heading in the right direction. Did the goal move? Did we get slightly off course? Where are we at in comparison to where we want to go? And continue to be intentional. And that's step number 2 in building a simple system. And then third, consistency. Consistency is key. Consistency is king. If you can be consistent, you will win and you will beat the majority of other people. We've all heard the 80-20 rule, right? If you can be compliant 80% of the time, you're going to be right there with the average successful person. That's already good enough. But if you can get to 90% compliance, 90% consistency on a macro scale, so I'm not talking about a day, I'm not talking about a week, I'm not talking about a month, I'm talking about semesters, like 6 months, a year, and even longer. If you can hit 90% compliance on your life, you are going to crush everybody else around you. Whether that is in business, whether that is in health, finance, fitness, relationships, whatever the case may be, if you can achieve 90% compliance consistently, you are going to win at everything you do. So how do we make sure that we hit 90% compliance? Well, this is a simple system, right? Simplicity is how we maintain compliance. We have to make sure from the outset, from the get-go, that when we have started to reverse engineer our plan, how we are going to move forward, it has to be repeatable. It can't take so much energy and so much effort that it's one and done, that we get burnt out after doing it once. If it takes that much energy and effort, it's probably not the right way to go because it's certainly not repeatable and it's not going to be sustainable. Let's say it's repeatable, right? We can do it once. We can repeat it twice, 3 times, 4 times, but how long are we white knuckling it for? So not only does it have to be repeatable, it also has to be sustainable. We have to make sure we can sustain it long term. Again, consistency isn't about today, it's not about tomorrow, it's not about next week, and it's not even about next month. It is about in 6 months from now, where am I going to be? Am I still going to have the drive? Am I still going to be able to get up in the morning and do what it takes every day to get me to my goal? Am I still going to be committed to go to the gym? And so we have to reverse engineer. If the workouts are too hard from the beginning, no chance I'm going to be still in the gym in 6 months. I have to make sure that I govern my effort in the gym today so that I show back up tomorrow, so that I show back up next week, so that I show back up in a year. If I get burnt out this week, what the hell good is it to be intense? It's not. It's a complete waste of time and effort, and you have failed again. So repeatability and sustainability are exactly how we get to that 90% compliance. And guys, that's it. It's 3 simple steps to building a simple system. You gotta have buy-in. It all starts with a mindset. It all starts with the belief. The belief triggers that avalanche. Then it's direction. Make sure that we are headed in the right direction. If the goal is over here, make sure that we're headed in that direction. Don't have your goal over here, but head in this direction. And then third, it's consistency, guys. I struggled with consistency for a long time, but it's because I was putting way too much intensity into it. And where intensity goes up, oftentimes consistency goes down. And so as soon as I reassessed and started implementing and designing simple systems that were repeatable and sustainable, guys, I achieved it. I lost 84 pounds to date, 75 of them in 2025, 84 total, and it's not even 1 year yet. I started my weight loss journey in April of 2025, and I'm 84 pounds down. And I'm still on it. I'm still looking to get leaner. I'm still looking to get more jacked. But I figured it out, and it's sustainable and repeatable, and there's no going back. So guys, getting lean, it is about the diet, but that diet has to be simple. Build the simple system, and you will succeed. Hey guys, if you like this video and you like this format, you can actually have any of your questions answered exactly like this. All you have to do is scan the QR code or click the link in the description and join my free community. So I have a community hosted on the Skool platform where all of my members, free and my one-on-one clients, are all a part, and they can ask questions to me directly. And inside of the community, I will take the time to answer your questions incredibly detailed and in depth. And if it warrants a video, I will record a video just like this, pop it on YouTube, answer the question directly, but really go into a deep dive, detailed answer to your question. So if you like that, if you have questions about weight loss, lifestyle, mindset, finances, anything that I talk about, anything that you're struggling with, pop in, join the community. Like I said, it's completely free, and ask away. We also do a bunch of other things like daily audits, updates. We have a wins page, announcements. So it's really just an awesome place to join others on the same journey that you're on, right? I've done this journey myself. There's plenty of others alongside of you that are on similar journeys, and building that support system, that community, whether it's in person or virtual, is super, super vital. So like I said, you can scan the QR code or click the link in the description if that sounds like a good fit. And again, it is free. I will see you next time, guys.